football fans, thanks for hanging with us. We love having you with us each and every week. You're watching FanDuel Sportsbook's More Ways to Win. I am your host, Lisa Kerney. Hey, there are some great matchups here in Week 10, and you know how we roll. We're betting them. The guys will join me in just a second to break down the biggest games of the week, hand out best bets, and of course, we have our best value DFS plays as well. It is go time, so make sure you download the FanDuel Sportsbook app, sign up for your new account, and plug in the promo code MOREWAYS1000 to get your risk-free bet up to $1,000. All right, time to kick things off with the 5-3 Saints at the 7-2 Titans. And hey, guys, no Derrick Henry, no problem for the Titans, at least last week, right? Tennessee went to Los Angeles, beat the Rams to become the only 7-win team in the AFC. As for the Saints, snapped that 3-game winning streak with that loss at Atlanta last week. New Orleans averaging 192 pass yards per game. That is second fewest in the league. Saints are getting 2.5 on the road in this matchup. Dave and Ed, let's break it down. Dave, which side are you backing here?
Well, I'm not a believer that the Titans can consistently win without Derrick Henry. Yes, they pulled that off last week, but it wasn't because of the running game by any means. They only had 140 yards in total offense. Take all the teams last week. That's the lowest offensive output. They won this game because of, one, penalties. The Rams had 12 penalties for 115 yards. And two, their defense played really well. They put pressure on Matt Stafford. They forced him into some bad turnovers, and they scored some defensive points. But I don't think that holds up because the rushing defense of the Saints, number one in the league. You know, you got Peterson on rental. McNichols is not much. And actually, Donta Foreman was, I thought, their best rusher last week. Maybe they go to him more, but they're not going to win this game on the ground, and I don't think they're going to win the game overall. I like the Saints.
See, you're absolutely right that this was a defensive game for the Titans. That's why they won this game. But part of the problem for me is that, yeah, LA pressured the Titans on 40% of all opportunities, but the Saints aren't going to be doing that. The Saints, decent defense, but they're not going to be generating quarterback pressures quite like the Rams did in that game. And yes, the Titans offense took a step back, but who's to say they're not going to take a step forward once again? To me, there are enough elements for putting it all together to say, yeah, this passing game can get a good bit better. I like the Titans in this spot.
It'll be interesting to see how the Titans develop now with this a bit of a new look offense there. Let's get the right take on this Saints and Titans matchup. For that, of course, we head to Chicago. Bring in our NFL expert, Cole Wright. Hey, Cole, you heard the guys' takes on this matchup. Who do you have winning in this one, and by how many points?
Well, I have to side with Ed here, even though he thinks it's cooler to bring a saxophone to a house party than a guitar. We saw these Tennessee Titans, clearly a team on a mission. 21 points in the second quarter versus LA in that win. Adrian Peterson, well, despite not looking like Minnesota, Adrian Peterson, he helped keep that Tennessee Titan run game on track for the time being. You can expect an uptick in production from Peterson, but when it comes to New Orleans, well, we know they'll continue to struggle when it comes to offense. Trevor Siemian, he did put up a fight. The Saints scoring 22 points in the fourth quarter in the loss to Atlanta, but Trevor Siemian, well, he has that offense, and right now they're 31st overall passing, and just not very good when it comes to putting points up on the board. So I'm going to go with a Titanic win in this one, 28-20. Count Tennessee as the victors.
We'll have to see. I'm not sold either that Adrian Peterson is a plug and play, but we shall see. Hey, if you roll with the Titans giving points here, a winning $50 bet means they're going to collect more than $97. Of course, it's the FanDuel Sportsbook app. You can download it right now. All right, now to Tom Brady and the 6-2 Bucks traveling to 2-6 Washington. Tampa Bay is coming off a bye week after their loss in New Orleans. Bucks offense is absolutely rolling. No surprise here, ranking first in passing yards per game and points per game. Then meanwhile, look at Washington, has the worst ranked pass defense and the fourth most points allowed per game. This one could get ugly. And it's also why Tampa is a 9.5-point road favorite. Pony, gotta get you in here. Which side do you like in this matchup?
I'm going to go with Washington. Tom Brady doesn't travel. There are some foods, you can sit down in a restaurant and eat nice, Dave, filet mignon, something like that. You can't take it in your car on the road and try to eat it there. You don't take Tom Brady at 44 years old, I guess, away from Tampa Bay, because their numbers this year as an offense go way down. Their biggest margin of victory is 6 points. Now they got to win by 10. Washington's defense last week, very good against Denver. Under 200 passing yards, under 100 rushing yards allowed. I don't know. You lost to Trevor Siemian last week, Tom Brady. Come on, Dave. Too many points in this matchup. I'm taking Washington.
So you're comparing Tom Brady to doggy bag food now. Is that what it's come down to, Pony? Look, here's the real deal about Tom Brady. He was leading the league in passing yards before the bye week. Matt Stafford took that from him when he wasn't able to play last week on the bye. Brady wants to throw for 600 yards in this game, and he's probably going to throw for 400 because Washington, they do apply good pressure on quarterbacks, but their coverage is ranked 30th by Pro Football Focus. They just cannot cover, and obviously this is the best passing offense in the league. It's going to be a shred fest here for the Washington secondary. I think you're wrong. Filet mignon does taste good the day after. I've tried it.
Yeah, Dave. That's what I'm talking about. I'm down with takeout. Leftovers, all of it. All right, you guys, time now to take our research to the next level. For that, of course, we turn to Next Gen Stats for an analytical perspective on this matchup. As we know, we've learned all season long, the NFL analyzes the location, speed, and acceleration of every player on every play and then creates these various data sets that we get to tap into. This is when I get super psyched. Ed, you're our analytics guy. You know I'm a numbers nerd here. Give us the next gen stat that you're using to help us bet this Tampa Bay-Washington game.
Well, Lisa, I've mentioned before that short throws, 0 to 9 air yards, more indicative of overall quarterback success than throwing deep. One of the reasons why Tom Brady is in the MVP conversation is how he's performed on short throws. Here is his quarterback grid from this season, marking passer rating versus league average at different parts of the field. There are red areas where he's not performing well, but look at that row of green from 0 to 10 yards. Then look at his advanced numbers at that part of the field. Total expected points added, 52.7. Completion percentage over expected, 4.9%. Rate of pressures, 11.5%. And total touchdowns, 16. The methodical passing game with quick short throws has been nearly unstoppable. Now Tom Brady has a week to rest and face a Washington defense that gives up the 6th biggest passer rating on short throws. Give me the Buccaneers.
I feel like it's obvious. Pony disagrees, and that's okay. That's what the show's all about. But awesome info from you, Ed. Thank you so much. And if you want to tail Ed, hey, do the thing. I like the Bucs giving the points in this matchup. Maybe you do too. A winning $50 bet means you're going to collect more than $95. It's the FanDuel Sportsbook app. And a reminder, you can make your first bet on the app risk-free. Just sign up for a new FanDuel Sportsbook account using the promo code right there on your screen. It's More Ways 1000. You're going to get a risk-free bet up to $1,000. Again, that promo code More Ways 1000. I'm going to say it 50 more times this show. You're welcome, America. Hey, time now for our DFS download. Of course, that means a chance to win millions in prizes for free. I say it every week. FanDuel is hooking you up for free. It's this easy. Head to FanDuel.com, sign up for the weekly DFS contest, and play free each and every week. Just sign up, set your roster, play, and win. Of course, our job here on More Ways to Win is to help you secure those points and score as many as possible. So FanDuel Editor-in-Chief JJ Zacharyson is coming in hot with his best value plays here for Week 10. Hey, JJ.
Hey Lisa, my first value this week is a guy who went nuts on Monday night, and that's Pat Freiermuth. He's been awesome of late. He's been a top 10 tight end in each of his last 3 games over this stretch. He's averaging a target share per game over 20%. And over his last 2 games, he's second in the entire NFL in targets from within his opponent's 10-yard line. So he's seeing volume within his offense, and that volume is also coming close to the end zone. He's a great value at $5,100. There's also Dearness Johnson. The Cleveland backfield could be out this week because of COVID, leaving Dearness Johnson with a big workload. And the nice part is that we've seen Johnson with that backfield to himself back in Week 7. Against Denver that week, he had 79% of the team's running back rushes, he had a 6% target share, he had a top 5 fantasy football performance. So if everything aligns and he's able to be starter this weekend, he's an absolute steal at $5,400. And then finally, there's James Conner. Chase Edmonds is out for multiple weeks with a high ankle sprain. That makes Conner a potential bell cow in this Cardinals backfield. Last week, Conner saw 68% of the team's running back rushes, and he had a 19% target share. We should expect that target share to drop a little bit. And I also expect Eno Benjamin, their other running back, to be involved in sort of a Chase Edmonds light kind of role. But Conner's getting a bump in work, and he's already seeing goal line work in that offense. He's a great, great value at $7,000.
Anytime I can cheer for that kid, James Conner, I am all about it. There you have it. Go to FanDuel.com, sign up for free DFS competitions right now and each week of the NFL season. Thank you, JJ. Use JJ's information for a chance to win millions in prizes. Of course, follow our guru at Late Round QB on Twitter and Insta. Hit up his podcast as well, the Late Round Podcast on Apple Podcasts. And now we're turning up the heat with a free NBA DFS contest that you can enter for a chance to dip in on a $10,000 prize pool. It's part of the KFC Friday Night Buckets contest you can play each and every week in November. It is so easy to enter. Here you go. Go to FanDuel.com/KFC starting Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time to set your DFS lineup for Friday night's NBA slate of games. And be sure to get your lineup set by 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday to take part in the contest and then let the games begin. Again, that's FanDuel.com/KFC. And about that prize pool, by the way, the top scorers will share the $10,000 prize. And remember, you can play with us every week throughout November. Good luck and have fun. Just go to FanDuel.com/KFC each Thursday this month, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, to enter the free KFC Friday Night Buckets contest and get your chance at that $10,000 prize pool. It's going to be a blast. You won't want to miss it. Moving on here on More Ways to Win, and back to our game previews now. We're focusing on the 6-2 Cowboys hosting the 4-4 Falcons. We all saw it. Dallas played their worst game of the season, falling behind 30 points to nothing against Denver at home. The Cowboys lost, ending their 6-game win streak. And then conversely, the Falcons played pretty well last week. They won 3 of their last 4. And if the regular season ended today, I just have to put it out there, Atlanta would be the final NFC team in the playoffs. There it is, boys. Cowboys giving 9 in this matchup. Dave, giddy up. Which side are you backing here? I like this matchup.
Well, the Cowboys are 0-4 against the spread in 4 games following a double-digit home loss. The crazy thing about this line is they're almost a double-digit favorite again. I don't understand that. Is Atlanta, being treated like they're the worst team in the league? This seems like a really high line. By the way, the last 2 times that Matt Ryan has gone to AT&T Stadium, Falcons are 2-0 against the spread, and Matt Ryan's offense have put up 78 points. So I just don't see why they're going to flip the switch, and this week's going to be much different than last week, talking about the Cowboys, Pony.
Dave, I agree with you 100%. It's almost like the odds makers were on vacation last week and missed the Cowboys game, their most embarrassing loss of the season. I would have wished, my senior prom, my pants ripped. I wish my date didn't see that. She didn't go home with me. The odds makers here are asleep at the switcher. They missed the Cowboys 16 points against Denver. Did they not see Dak's ankle injury, Ezekiel Elliott knee problem? They're not right at the moment. The Falcons could win this game. That's a huge money line payout. They could actually win this game outright. I'm shocked by the line. Just like you're probably shocked by my high school story, I'm taking Atlanta.
I'm shocked you had a date. That's where my shock is. Hey, Pony, thank you. And now let's turn it up and get to prime time. It's that time of the show. We're starting with the Sunday night matchup, an AFC West showdown between the 5-4 Chiefs and the 5-3 Raiders. The Chiefs beat the Packers last week, but Patrick Mahomes, I'm going there, threw for just 166 yards. It's the lowest of his career when playing a full game. But Kansas City as a whole had just 237 yards of total offense. I don't know. News on the Raiders side, Las Vegas signed wide receiver Deshaun Jackson this week. He is expected to be available to play on Sunday night. The Chiefs giving 2.5 points here to the Raiders. Ed, this one's coming to you. Do you like Kansas City as a road favorite?
I actually don't. I like the Raiders in this spot, and in large part because we are not talking about how great this defense is for Las Vegas. When you take a look at pressure rate for both teams, we talked a good bit about Kansas City's defense struggling throughout the entire season, but the Raiders, they've been pretty consistent and pretty hot as well. When you look at pressure rate, Kansas City comes in at 26.6%. That's 23rd in football, but Las Vegas, 39.4% pressuring the quarterback. That is the best in football. Then when you look at average pass EPA allowed, Kansas City giving up a lot of yards and a lot of points through the air. they're 28th in football. Vegas, they are a little bit better than that. Not outstanding, but they're middle of the pack in terms of average pass EPA allowed. So you put these two elements together for this Vegas defense, and I think for a quarterback in Pat Mahomes who is already struggling here, I think the Raiders can win outright at home.
This might be the first time you've ever talked about the Raiders without making it all about Derek Carr. And I thought you were going to do that because everybody knows by now that Derek Carr has had a better season than Mahomes. Yards even more with one less game, completion percentage, quarterback rating. But to me, this is not about the quarterback matchup. This is about Josh Jacobs and Kenyon Drake just running it right through Kansas City. Their average rush per attempt per game on defense for Kansas City, 4.7 yards. They might not even need Derek Carr here. They're going to run all day long against this Kansas City defense. I'm with you. However you want to say the reasons why we like him, we both like the Raiders.
Man, I keep going back to it. Plus money at home. Yeah, with the Chiefs in town. I ain't mad at you. Let's stick with prime time here. From Sunday night to Monday night, from the AFC West to the NFC West, guys. The 7-2 Rams are in San Francisco, taking on those 3-5 49ers. The Rams coming off that home loss, but they are 4-0 on the road. 49ers lost at home to Arizona last week. They're 0-4 at home. See what we have there? LA, a 4-point road favorite. Pony, can LA cover those 4 points?
I don't think so. You know, the thing about San Francisco, and look, they've struggled this year. They're probably one of the NFL's biggest disappointments. If you look at FanDuel's initial Super Bowl odds, San Francisco was one of the top teams in the NFC. Now they're in trouble. I look at it this way. The Niners' pass defense is 4th in the NFL. It's one of the few things they do well. Actually, they do it great. And so Matt Stafford coming off a terrible game, is he going to be able to put that entirely behind him on the road? I think it's too many points. At a field goal, maybe I take L.A. Cole, but I'm getting 4 now with a team that's a live underdog. Give me the Niners in this rivalry game.
Okay, Pony, you should have went with the double-stitch trousers on your senior prom night, but either way, I'm going to love this matchup because the Rams have a whole lot more to play for right now than San Francisco does. Of course, they're hot on the heels of Arizona in the division. And San Francisco, get a load of this. They're 3-5, and this game should be a no-sweat win for Matt Stafford because throughout his career, he has less than 10 wins versus teams above 500. He's 9-69 overall. And the Rams, their wins aside from Tampa, they're all versus sub-500 teams. And their 2 losses, well, they came courtesy of Arizona and Tennessee. In Tennessee, they didn't even have Derrick Henry in that one. Now, when it comes to the San Francisco defense, only as you pointed out, I appreciate it. They're 4th overall in the league, and they can really shut down the pass. But the Rams, I think they're just going to be plain and simple too much on both sides of the ball. 24-14. Los Angeles and Sean McVay, they go out and get themselves a win. That's how Sean McVay talks.
There it is. I love it. Thank you, Cole. Hey, now I'm getting all worked up because I'm a self-proclaimed numbers nerd. I already told you earlier in the show, and we get to get dipped back in on those next-gen stats. Ed, you used next-gen to pick the Tampa Bay-Washington game earlier in the show. Now I want you to give us 3 bets based on that next-level data that you think are really good value right now on the FanDuel Sportsbook app for Week 10. What stands out to you?
Well, Lisa, when we rank the passing games among all quarterbacks this season, Jalen Hurts comes in 20th out of 28 in completion percentage over expected. So the Eagles devised a simple solution. Make him run more. And if you look at his carry chart last week against the Chargers, it largely worked. You see plenty of green representing 5+ yard carries. Hurts finished with 62 rushing yards, but 14 rushing yards over expected with a success rate running of 80%. Both some of the top marks of the week. The best runs occurred going to the outside. He did that 70% of the time. Denver may be a tough place to play, sure, with altitude, but the Broncos may be due for regression to the mean offensively. The game plays close, so the Eagles cover. Next, arguably the most controversial quarterback to evaluate is Minnesota's Kirk Cousins. Why? Well, nobody can agree on if he's any good. Here is his season-long quarterback grid, and specifically, I want to point to how he's performed when not pressured by a defense, because no-pressure stats are more stable from one game to the next. His expected points added per dropback is .33. That's 6th best in football. Completion percentage over expected, 6.7%. That's the best in the NFL. His receivers have earned 884 yards after the catch, so Cousins is leading his targets in the right places. But here's the kicker. Average depth of target, 6.6 yards. It is shallow, so Cousins is largely playing it safe, playing within the confines of the offense. But if you isolate his overall ability, it's more debatable. He's going up against a young Charger quarterback in Justin Herbert, not performing as well as of late. I'm backing the Vikings there. Finally, Nick Chubb for the Browns out because of COVID, so it's Dearness Johnson time. And again, it's worth a friendly reminder how he performed as the bell cow in Week 7 against the Broncos. Here was his carry chart. 6.6 yards a carry with a touchdown for a total of 146, but what's even more impressive, 53 rushing yards over expected. That was the highest mark of the week. The last metric is first downs over expected, which measures how many first downs you earned, how many you should have earned based on all of the things Lisa mentioned, and the overall difference. Dearness Johnson gained 2 first downs over expected, which is absolutely huge. No matter the running back, Cleveland has an infrastructure to put them in the best position to succeed. And they'll do it again, covering against the hot Patriots.
I love that you went to Johnson, by the way, because we heard JJ earlier in the show in the DFS download there and the best value plays. Dearness Johnson, 5,400, his second best value play for Week 10. Awesome stuff, Ed. Thank you. Take that info now. Use it to place your bet right now on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Of course, you can place a wager on any of the bets that we just talked about, the ones that Ed highlighted, or hundreds of others. Just keep scrolling. It's all available for you right now. And if you're into football and free money, then this is for you. Get in on a free contest where you can win a part of a $10,000 prize pool just by answering questions about the Sunday night slate of NFL Week 10. The Sunday slate, it's all laid out there for you, and all you have to do is enter the Gridiron Pick'em presented by Simple Mobile, which can be found on the FanDuel free-to-play hub at FanDuel.com/free games. After you enter, you'll answer pick'em questions about which teams will win each of the Week 10 NFL Sunday matchups. It's literally that easy, and the people who get the most questions right will win part of the $10,000 prize pool. And if you don't win the Week 10 contest, don't worry. The Gridiron Pick'em presented by Simple Mobile is running for 3 weeks, from Week 10 through Week 12 of the NFL season, so you have plenty of chances to win part of that weekly $10,000 prize pool. Kickoff will be here before you know it. So head right now to FanDuel.com/free games to make your picks and skip the contracts with high-speed data, talk, and text on a powerful nationwide network with Simple Mobile. And remember to enter the next 2 weeks for another chance to win part of that weekly $10,000 prize pool. Again, have fun and good luck. And we move on here on More Ways to Win, and it's time to speed things up and hit a few other Week 10 games here with some quick picks. Guys, you know how we roll. I give you the game. You have 10 seconds or less to give me your pick. Pony, this one's for you. You're in Pittsburgh. Obviously, the 5-3 Steelers have won 4 in a row. They host the winless Lions. Pittsburgh giving 8.5. How do you play it?
They're going to make it 5. The Lions, 6 of their 8 losses have come by more than a touchdown. They're going to get beat by double digits. Play the Steelers in this one.
Dave, the 8-1 Cardinals have the best record in the league. They host the 4-5 Panthers. Quarterback Sam Darnold is out with that shoulder injury, which means P.J. Walker will get the start for Carolina, and they're getting 10.5.
Well, because I turned into such an XFL connoisseur during the season when More Ways to Win covered that, I know P.J. Walker. He's an NFL caliber quarterback. He only has 1 start in the NFL. It was a win. He won 20-0. I'm going to give him a chance. I'll take the points.
That was a great poll by you, Dave. Hey, Cole, Aaron Rodgers is expected to be back, in case you haven't heard, for the 7-2 Packers. And Russell Wilson is back under center for the 3-5 Seahawks. These two teams meet at Lambeau. Green Bay is giving Seattle 3.5.
Well, Lisa, remember that glimpse into 2023 and beyond the Packers were supposed to get with Jordan Love? Well, they weren't huge fans of that. Like you said, Aaron Rodgers out of COVID protocol, so he's ready to go out there and drop dimes as opposed to Joe Rogan health tips. I think the Packers, they go on and get the win in this one, 23-17.
Down with it. Ed, the 2-6 Jets have scored 64 points in their last 2 games. By the way, they scored 66 combined in their previous 5. Quarterback Mike White will make the start again this week. They get the 5-3 Bills. New York, a 13-point home dog.
Yeah, I think we're all flabbergasted by how Buffalo performed against Jacksonville. But as I've said many times on this illustrious program before, do not succumb to recency bias. Bills are covering.
Okay, there you have it. And by the way, again, the Jets are at home this week, which means the party returns to New Jersey, and the FanDuel Sportsbook at the Meadowlands is the place to be. If you haven't checked it out yet, what are you waiting for? The FanDuel Sportsbook opens 7 days a week. There's a look inside right there. Hey, come watch, wager, and win with your favorite teams and players with us. The Sportsbook is located right across the parking lot from MetLife Stadium, and it is so easy to get to. On game day, just hop the free shuttle. It's round trip there from Lot G. If you don't have a parking pass, all good too. Head to Red's Restaurant in Carlstadt, catch a $10 shuttle to MetLife, then get to that Lot G shuttle. You get your free ride to the FanDuel Sportsbook. Mass transit, of course, available as well. Sunday is going to be absolutely hopping. The whole weekend is going to be a blast. So get your friends, come out for an awesome time at the Meadowlands and the FanDuel Sportsbook with us. Again, watch, wager, and win, and have a great time. I'm welcoming you with open arms. Get there and have a good time. All right, time to give some underdogs a little love here. And Cole, you've been absolutely rocking these Moneyline Moneymakers all season long. Here we are in Week 10. Give us a couple underdogs that you think are going to win outright this week. What do you think?
Well, Lisa, thanks for the lofty expectations, because last week I failed you, but this week I'm going to get everyone back in those good graces, because Baker Mayfield, he's playing for a little respect with a K this week. I think Cleveland and Baker, they're going to take that top 10 offense into Gillette and get a win over the Patriots. It'll be a close shave, 21-20. That's how I see that one shaking out. And then a huge win for Denver over Dallas in Week 9, so just expect, well, the proverbial Week 10 hangover for Teddy B and the fellas. Now, when it comes to Jalen Hurts and the Birds, well, they couldn't get it done at home versus the Bolts on Sunday. But this week, I think they're going to travel well. They're going to ditch some of those hollow points for some significant ones. Philly, they win in this one, 21-14. You can book it.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm going to go ahead and book it. Cole, you've been absolutely on fire. Week 9 didn't happen. Go ahead, tail Cole's upset picks or make an Eddie bet on the FanDuel Sportsbook app right now. Risk-free. You can do it up to $1,000. This is for new users. All you have to do is sign up for a FanDuel Sportsbook account. New users get that risk-free bet up to $1,000 just by using the promo code MOREWAYS1000. And our experts are giving you their risk-free bet of the week. It just keeps getting better on this show. Pony, shout out to you, by the way. You had the Vikings at the Ravens as the highest scoring game on Sunday. Went into overtime, a total of 65 points. So anyone who tailed you collected $8,500 on that bet. So Pony fist bump, mad props. Bring it back to you again this week. Let us know about your $1,000 risk-free bet. What you got?
Well, there's so many betting options. That's why we call the show More Ways to Win on FanDuel. You like that? And one of them is, will a team make the playoffs, yes or no? And so Minnesota's 3-5 right now. You look at most of their losses, they're by less than a touchdown. They're only a game behind Atlanta. You look at their second half schedule, Lions in there, Bears in there. I think they've got a good shot to make it, and the price is right at plus 220.
I'm going to play a parlay here. I'm going to take the Saints on the money line, get a little bit of juice there, and then I'm going to buy the total up in the Dallas-Atlanta game, up about 9 points of where it's at. Need them to score 64 points or more. $1,000 gets me back over $7,000.
Monday Night Football, let's talk about this same game parlay I'm constructing here. When you look at the Rams, they beat the bad teams and they lose to the really good teams. The 49ers have been absolutely struggling pretty much all season long. So I want an alternate spread, -4.5, alternate total over 47.5, $1,000 risk-free bet, more than $4,200.
All right, gamblers, make sure to sign up for a FanDuel Sportsbook account right now to place your bet. And remember, use the promo code MOREWAYS1000 to get your risk-free bet up to $1,000. It's easy, it's legal, it is live. Right now, take your winnings if you hit and just get your money back. Inside credit if you don't. It is the best mulligan in the business. All right, before we go, we are just past the halfway point of the season. So let's get some updated Super Bowl picks here. Bucks, Bills, Rams, your favorites are right now as of Week 10. Dave, give me your best value bet to win it all. Who do you think?
It only took me 10 weeks to find the Browns where I want them. Plus 2,800. They do have the Ravens in 2 of their next 3 games after this one. They control their own destiny. They can win this division. That's a big price. I'll take the Browns.
How in the world are the Tennessee Titans 12-1 when they could get the 1 seed in the AFC? You get a 1 seed, you don't have to play a game that everyone else does. Give me the Titans.
Because they've got a guy older than you at running back, Edward. That would be my answer or rebuttal. Cole, I'm getting on the bandwagon, brother. I'm taking the Cardinals. I should have taken your advice at the start of the year, but I still think they're great value, best record, and look where they are.
That's right, Pony. I like where your head's at. They're right now at plus 850, but I took them week 1 at plus 3,400. I mean, they're winning games. No Kyler Murray, no Nuke Hopkins. They're getting it done with Colt McCoy and Captain Kirk, Christian Kirk. And I covered Colt McCoy when he was a senior at Tuscola Gym Ned. You know what that means? It means we're both old, and you can trust in me. Go with the Cardinals.
Yeah, don't wait on that one. Plus 850. Good stuff, guys. Hey, get ready. We're rolling out Finders Keepers casino style. Yes, I am so excited about this. $40,000 up for grabs, and this cash could be landing in your account. Pennsylvania, Michigan, New Jersey, West Virginia. This Finders Keepers is for you. Listen up. The fun is going down next Friday night, November 19th at 7:30 Eastern Time. 8 lucky casino customers will find $5,000 randomly dropped into their account. We'll announce the winners live on the show. And if it's you, you've got 5 minutes to claim the $5,000, and it's all yours to keep. See what we did there? Want to watch and win? We've got you. All you have to do is opt in on FanDuel Casino and place any bet of any amount. Once you wager, you're automatically registered for a chance at that $5,000 cash. It's cash, guys, not site credit. It is cold, hard cash. Opt in to Finders Keepers and wager anytime between Tuesday and Thursday next week. Then get ready to party with us on Friday the 19th, again, starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, streaming on FanDuel Casino Twitter. Make sure you opt in, by the way, and watch with us so you don't miss your chance to find $5,000 dropped into your casino account. Cannot wait for Friday, and I cannot wait for week 10 and all the fun games ahead of us. Game picks, best bets, we did it all. Thanks for hanging with us from all of us here at FanDuel. Good luck with your bets and enjoy the game.